Okay, here's what I decided to do here is I'm gonna extend this piece of foam out to the right to where the track comes out. I'm going to bring this piece down so the driveway will be able to come up and I can have a couple of houses up here, actually like a roadway. So here we go. I'll take my knife and make some cuts here. And just get her leveled out so it's a place for cars to come up. I just saw on a site last night that had a remote control N scale car. One of the guys on nscale.org showed the site that was pretty cool. I was pretty amazed at that, and he also showed where there was a kit that you could, I guess, buy for it. I have to look into it because I think I really would like to have a kit just to freak people out to have all of a sudden see the car move on. Okay, there's a basic contour there. I'll leave the other side. Highlighter. Measure out, check the measurements again. I think I said 3.5, but yeah, 3.5 to 1.25. Oh, we want this here. About 7 inches. I might have to trim it down. I gotta make it. So I'm gonna cut 2 pieces out like this. And they don't need to be perfect. They need to be close. So let's see. Now we got 2.
Put up here, and I can trim them down after. Here, so the 2 pieces fit together, so I'm going to throw that right on top, but fits a little better.
working with around here too is some plaster cloth to show you what you can do with that. I have some, I've had it for a long time. I'm sure it's still good, but let's see how this thing warms up here. It warms up pretty quick, but I noticed that it really doesn't get as hot as my other glue gun that actually, after years, finally broke, and I tried to fix it and it didn't fix right. So what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to transform it into a foam cutter. And I also do have a foam cutter that I want to show you here actually right now. Okay, this is my foam cutter, and the original blade, I guess you would say, broke off, and I found some real strong metal material, and I've made my own set of blades for it. And right now I have this little tiny blade on it that I made, and this thing, it's sharp at the end, and you can do a lot of things with it, of like making tiny little marks with it, and railroad cars when you're trying to weather them and things. And that's my blade for that. For my using for the foam right here, I put this blade on, and that's something that I handmade, bent it the way I wanted it, and this thing really works good. So you'll probably see me working with that for a long time. From Avalon Concepts Corporation, for all your hobby foam crafting needs. Pretty cool tool. So that's another thing. And I'm going to try it on this foam that I was talking about here. That stuff might not work, but then again it might. So what I do is also I take all my blue foam that I caught and I throw it in this bucket, and then when I need a small piece of foam, it's there, because you can do a lot of things with it. And if these white foam pieces work, then I'm going to have another bucket for them to do it. I think these are going to work for good for grinding up and making some scenic foam. I know a lot of people say that they don't want to waste their time with it, but I do have a lot of time and I don't have a lot of money, so my thing is if I can make it, I do. So that's what I do. First of all, I'm going to take this and I'm going to figure out where I'm going to put it, and I'm just going to make a mark so when I lay my glue down it comes up pretty close. And I don't care about any gaps that are up here, because that'll all be filled in after anyway. Okay, so there's my line, and I'm going to just put some down here anyway. And then what I found that I need to do with this to get it to really stick good is after I get it in place, hold it down, then I usually have to take my blow dryer on high. Okay, well, there's that part. Now this little part here that I'm pointing at is where I'm going to put some trees that are kind of going to simulate what I had on one of the videos of around the corner from the Fort Edward yard. Just poke a hole in here, and this isn't the tree that's going to go in there, but that's a tree that I have handy, and that don't look too bad. So this is where I'm going to use my little foam cutter. Actually, with this little one on here, I could really make some nice little details and dabble around on it and stuff. So, but I'm already thinking ahead on how I'm going to do some scenery and stuff, and that's my thing. I like to get things together to see what they're going to look like. I've got the bridge being glued together right now, and then I've got to figure out how I'm going to do the sides of it. And all this stuff here is I'm probably going to soak in paint and use for the rocks that fall down around the edge of the wall here, rock face. Bust them up and soak them in some paint, put them in there. Works out good. And then we'll figure out what I'm going to do up here with the backdraft. This piece here's got to come off while I'm here. I can do that. Added right here, building, but as you can see, I could put something out there. Actually, I think something smaller for it. So, but you can also see that what I want to do is actually, I think I might even just saw these right in half and just put them up against this back wall here, and then they'll just be the faces of the buildings, and then I can use the backs of them somewhere else. So yeah, that's probably what I could do. But I think I'm going to use a smaller building for over on the side. Simulate a busted down house. I put my buildings back, kind of want them. That's where the old dilapidated building is going to go. That tree right there I just made real quick out of twisted wire and some junk, and you can see the station down here, and the sticks you see sticking up are reminding me that I have to finish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pair of feeders, and then I'll be done running all my feeders. Okay, like I said, what I'm going to do is with a building like this is I'm going to cut it right down the middle, and I'm going to make a line with a straight edge all the way down through there, turn around and go through there, and I'm going to go with going back just a little bit from dead center, so if I make a mistake I can still even it up with some sandpaper. And there goes the drain pipe, so I gotta find that. Okay, I made the marks on both ends, and I'm going to go to the right hand side of each one of the cuts, or the marks, and actually this one is not as straight as I thought it was, so let me show you how I marked it. I set down a flat area here and used my straight edge, but somehow that thing must have moved over. There, that's better. Now I'm going to use my cutoff wheel. I'm just going to start on the opposite side. I'm going to start on the opposite side of each one of these lines. Kind of just make a little mark for when you go to do the cut, it has something to follow.
should have put it in my rice. Should come apart pretty easy. So we got a little bit. There's one side. There's the other. And the window piece back. The other side. I'm just going to use the side of it to meet the line a little better. Maybe I'll hammer down this one. Just leveling it up to the line right now. Now with my brand new, I forget what this thing's called. This is a knife. This is the best razor hobby knife that I've ever had. It's got a cushion right here. It really works really good. It's got a couple of different blades for it. And I like it. I'm just going to cut away all the junk before I start sanding it.
Yep, that worked even better. Do the same thing with the rib. I'm glad I'm working inside today because it is freezing out. I mean, I'm not even talking cold, I'm talking frigid. I don't even want to know what temperature it is out there. There, that's that part. As you can see, let's lay it down on something so you can see it. Go do the roof. Okay, this might be a little different. I think I might just try to score. Oh boy, it's got some pretty heavy duty pieces right down the middle. But I think this should come apart in 2 pieces. Yep. Perfect. I didn't think they molded this in 1 piece. I want to try to flex it back and forth. Work its way loose. Just a couple little
braces in there. These are Bachman, by the way, so I had a whole bunch of these in a box and really had no. I used to have them set up in this coffee table years ago. I had a piece of felt down with Cato Unitrack when I first heard of it. It was back in '95. It might have been out by then, but who knows? I don't know. And I had just a simple oval that went around there, and that was my coffee table layout because I had a huge layout down in my basement, so I wasn't really worried about making too intricate of a coffee table layout. There we go. That came out perfect. Glue that back on there. And then that'll be the front. Or, do I want the chimney on the front? Yeah. Let's see, was this the way it was? That's the way it was anyway, I believe. There. Let's see if we can get the same thing with this. I don't know. Let's try to end with that. I think this is... Aha! Ah, perfect. And this was the piece that went to the house, because I can tell because there's a little white chip there. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Get one end to stick here. Yep. I hate putting too much glue on there because sometimes it doesn't stick either. Let's try the other piece. Maybe that piece wasn't meant to go there. Yeah, I think that was the problem. This was the piece that was meant to go there. Okay, this is going to be all painted after. Okay, let's get it in place. Put some glue down in the crack here. Get it fit just right. Apply some pressure from a couple different directions here. That's in, down. And there goes the roof to the garage. Yay! Let's see what failed there. Whatever it was, it failed miserably. Now what I'm going to do, trim the glue that was on there, and that's what's holding it back. Getting a good bond. I don't recommend pulling the blade towards you like I was just doing, but I've been doing this for a while, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I really did too. Yeah, I had the roof upside down. Okay. Now, this is going to stick. Right there. Yep. Yep. That's that. That's that. Let's just let that sit there and dry. And we'll set these other parts aside for the other. One thing I do know is I need one of the shutters for one of the windows off the side. So that's one project that we're going to come back to.
And all the time I was talking, the camera wasn't even on. I glued the garage door on. Both roofs are now on. And I fixed this one window here. The top right was kind of messed up. Now I'm going to take it out and put it up against the layout wall. And it also has a building that goes out the side like this.